Alright, stop recording. Nah, you know what? Fuck
Why?
that. I don't even care. I'll send it. Facts.
Okay. All right. So what do y'all
Alright,
think about
what?
the Back for Blood system for the perks and
The
shit?
fuck?
Oh, the card
That's next
system is
week.
what you're
Damn it!
talking about?
Huh?
What was that? Oh my
I
god.
thought it was for next week.
Oh, I mean, we can talk
It's
about it. We'll just talk about the rest of E3.
The cards,
All
I think they
right.
should take them out.
I kind of,
Oh,
I kind of
definitely. No,
dig the card system.
I
I
don't.
fucking hate the cards, bro.
Yeah.
Why?
Like
Look,
Man,
okay.
it's
but
They're
gonna be
gonna
it's
throw
gonna be
at
like
you
all
like all the
Battlefront.
special infected.
No.
Okay, the reason the cards are terrible, right? The reason the cards are fucking terrible is because the
Ooh.
second you start the campaign, you're handed the corruption cards, right? The corruption cards given by the director. The second you're given those cards, if you get a hand that's already bad to the point where it's not even a fun challenge, it's just ridiculously impossible or it's
You
just
just
absolutely
restart
annoying to deal with, you just restart it. Like there's no incentive to keep going on knowing you have the hardest cards on the field. So you just back out, you go back in, and then you just wait until you get a good set of cards. Now, the cards that you as players can choose, maybe I see those being good cards, but to be honest with you, the ones that the director hands are just
Okay,
plain up stupid.
that's
I don't understand the point of that.
that's what I wanted to ask you about. If you thought the corruption cards or the survivor cards were the bad ones,
The
and
the,
I'm
the
not a
survivor
fan.
cards are the good ones.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the corruption cards either. Like, I feel like they should have corruption cards, but not tell you about it. Like, for
But
you
there
to.
is also another problem with the survivor cards. Because with the survivor cards, it's just gonna start a meta. And at that point, I just don't understand what's the point of establishing a meta when you would just add the stats of those cards to the base characters. Because there's obviously going to be those cards where it's going to be like 5% more melee damage. Ain't nobody going to use that bullshit. People are going to be using cards that add like double the health. They're going to add weapons that have a card that adds an extra ammo clip or something like that. Like there's going to be cards that are complete dog shit, and there's going to be cards that people are just going to be choosing over and over and over. And there was a video I watched by Wow Such Gaming where he made the comparison to Dead by Daylight. There is like 40, 50 perks, and everybody uses the same 6, 7. Like,
Yeah.
there's no point in having all those. Instead, you should just attach those as just additional features to a character. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just I think the cards are ridiculous. I don't think there's no point.
but like, it's not really the same comparison because, like, Back for Blood is when you're playing with those cards, you're not going to be playing with those on versus. You're going to be playing with those just like against a computer, against the director. And for Dead by Daylight, it is purely PvP. Like, there's no
Okay,
way you
but
can play without it, without
but
PvP.
what's it called? But like what's it called? Like I would disagree with that because I would say it's practically the same thing. Because think about Payday 2. Payday 2 is purely a PvE, but even then, there's the same skills that everybody uses. Everybody always uses the super stealthy build, the super dodgy build, or I don't know. It's been like 2 years since we played it, but back then that was the meta, and it probably still is the meta. Where it's always like a burglar card deck. It's just being as low as possible, dodging the most amount of bullets as possible, and that's all anyone ever focuses about. No one ever goes armor builds on the highest difficulty. It's completely worthless. Like all these skill trees go to fucking waste, and it makes you wonder what was the point of even adding them.
Hmm. I guess to kind of change it up. I mean, unless you're like a guy who only cares, like, cause you don't get anything for beating the game. For like why do we play Left 4 Dead 2? We don't get anything out of beating it. So you can have fun choosing different cards and kind of like going with different playstyles. At least that's the way I see
Yeah.
it. Cause like I said, it's PVE. You don't get anything out of it. In Payday
You get
2,
eternal
the
happiness.
reason you use the best cards is so you can get the most amount of money you can, and with that money you can buy stuff to advance your character. With Back for
Yeah,
Blood, the way I
Back 4
see.
Blood has that.
Well, no, because at the end of the campaign,
Be-
you don't get anything. I mean,
you
you can
yeah, you
find
can
cards on the
invest into
way.
skins. You can invest in yeah, you can buy extra cards. You can upgrade cards. You can buy skins. You can buy weapon skins. You can buy outfits,
Do the
gear.
cards have upgrades? I didn't see them having upgrades. I
Yeah,
just
they
see that
had
you can
talked
find
about
them.
Yeah, they had talked about some cards. I believe they talked about how if you got certain cards, there would be the ability to be able to upgrade them so that they would be a quote unquote more powerful card or whatever the fuck it was. But seeing as everyone's bitching and complaining about the card system, I don't even know if they're gonna even have it by the time the game releases.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just have to see. And well, I don't think they're gonna completely take it out. I highly doubt that.
Yeah, I feel like it's too.
It's only
I feel like
six
they're too
months
invested
left.
into
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
or
they're too
when
invested into it. It's almost
they came
impossible.
out. But
Maybe
yeah,
like the other
Uh,
side, like the zombie cards or whatever the fuck they're called.
The
so then
corruption
do you
ones.
wish so
Yeah.
then do you wish Back for Blood was closer to Left 4 Dead. Like how that game
What you
played.
mean?
Like no skill
Like,
systems, no cards, no have to buying the pills and shit. You just find the stuff and
I
boom, you're good and go.
yes, somebody made the comparison. No, it was Wow Such Gaming, the same guy. He had made the comparison saying that what is the point in you going out and exploring in Left 4 Dead? The point of you being able to explore other areas of the game, you were rewarded with health kits, pain pills, and extra stashes of weapons or even ammo piles, right? It rewarded exploration instead of running the linear path trying to speed run the whole thing, right? But now in Back for Blood, you are still rewarded, but you're rewarded with a currency. The new currency they have is copper,
Yeah.
and there's a secondary currency, isn't there? Or is it just copper?
As far as I can remember, it's just copper.
Okay,
Saw
assuming it's just
silver.
copper. Was okay, I forgot already, but I know for sure copper's one. But let's just assume copper's the only currency. What is the point in giving me a currency to be able to go to a safe house to be able to buy first aid kits or pills or whatever the fuck, right? Because he had also said now that kind of incentivizes you to bring all four survivors to the safe room, right? Because when everybody gets to the safe room, it's 150 per person. It multiplies for everybody that gets to the safe house. So it incentivizes everybody to stay alive, and it's kind of contrary to Left 4 Dead. How if we played on an expert run in Left 4 Dead, we would kill each other because by then you would respawn in the safe house with 50 health instead of having to waste a whole ass health kit had your friend made it to the safe house. It's just there's no point in keeping them around. You kill them if they're below 50 health. They return with the full health bar, and you don't have to waste a health kit. Here in Back for Blood, it costs more copper to buy a health kit to revive that person. You'd be better off not even getting the 150 copper for bringing them into the safe house. It's the exact same system. I don't know. It's uh,
Yeah. Personally, the card system I am kind of a fan of, but the copper system I'm not a fan of at all. I do
I
hope
hate the
they
card
add
system. I hate the copper system.
it.
Fucking hate both of them.
We'll just have to see how they change it.
I'm fine with the survivor cards, but I just hate the corruption cards. They're
Uh,
retarded.
So then you wish it was closer to Left 4 Dead.
I
Not
don't know.
entirely.
I don't
Not
want it to be
entirely.
like Left 4 Dead, because then at that point, like, it's just a clone of it. Just like
A
that
Yeah.
Alien
reskin.
game we played, like, I didn't think they added anything
Oh,
to it. It
Earthfall?
was literally just, yeah, it was literally just a reskin of Left 4 Dead and a worse version of it. With this, they're at
Worst
least
30
trying
Yeah.
bucks in
something
my
new.
life.
Yeah, a lot of the games nowadays have that shit. You get something, level it up, you get more powerful. And then
Mm.
a buying aspect of the game.
What do you think of the ogre though? The big boss or whatever.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't
I
seen
think I've
It's a
seen it, but it
piece of
was
shit.
freaking huge.
It's a straight piece of shit.
it?
Why?
I
It's because I'm pretty sure it's like the tank. They didn't really explain if it was scripted or not, but I'm gonna assume it's not scripted and it randomly starts at any point in the game, much like the tank.
no, I'm pretty sure the ogre is scripted. However, the
It comes
breaker
out of
that
the
was
ground.
yeah, the breaker that was the new like the one they released in this most recent trailer. I feel like that one has more resemblance towards the tank, the one that can just follow you anywhere. I feel like the ogre
Okay,
is more of like a kind of a mini boss.
okay. Well, if the ogre is kind of like a mini boss, it's a mini boss that fails. Like honestly, 100%. Because once it starts, it's already seen in the alpha gameplay where if you enter spaces that are essentially human-sized doors, it
They
can't
can't do
go
it.
in. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, it can't go in, right? Because it's too fucking big. But it kind of defeats the purpose of sitting there to kill the ogre. And they had explained how there's no point in you sitting there trying to kill it when there's no reward whatsoever. You are wasting more ammo and more time and possibly more health during the attack of the ogre scenario where it's not even worth your time. You're better off just progressing through the level, make it to a place where he can't reach you, and just forget about him.
Mm.
I don't think the point was to kill it. I think the point was to like make the game a little bit more stressful because you have to run for it, and at the same time you also have to look out for your friends in case they get hit by one of those like that spider, special ridden. I don't think it was meant to be
Oh
killed.
yeah.
However, like in the trailer, that was the most recent one. They had it where the ogre was out in the middle of the open. Obviously, you have to kill it because there's nowhere you can go to hide from it. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like like the ogre scripted. So I feel like in like certain maps, you have to kill it, and in other maps, you have to run from it. Of
Mm.
course, you always have the option to kill it, but I feel like that's if they do it that way, I feel like it could be cool. But
Maybe
who
you have
knows?
to kill it to progress.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm. I wonder if like there be walls that break, like
Yeah,
in
it
Left 4
did.
Dead. A lot of the stuff will break.
Yeah, the ogre can like when the ogre was in the subway, it removed like this whole part from the subway so it can enter into it and attack the people.
Mm-hmm.
Or not the subway, the tunnel. Sorry.
What the heck?
All I'm saying is, as long as we got a Coach DLC, I'm good.
That'd be
Oh, what if
badass.
we get a Left 4 Dead DLC?
I
Where it's like
doubt it, but
random
that'd be
That
eight
we
dope.
or
wouldn't be able
like
to.
two
I
or
doubt
like
it.
Doubt it
yeah,
too.
2 of the 8 random characters.
Imagine that
Well,
going back to your old master. Hey, can I use the Coach deal? No.
but
Dude,
how
that'd be
did
kind of
Dead by Daylight
sick.
get him?
Because they're not
Yeah,
associated
like
with
how?
Valve. It's a collaboration. They get
Yeah.
royalties.
Mhm.
Turtle Rock Studios, they had a fallout with Valve. They said, "Fuck you, we're gonna make our own Left 4 Dead." And imagine we're gonna go back to them and ask them, "Can we use our own Left 4 Dead characters?" You know how pathetic that looks?
What if they make a clone of Coach? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, then they got
That'd be awful. I feel like that's not even worth the
That-
money.
He has
Clone
he has
Coach.
hair.
It's called assistant coach.
Referee or something.
it's exactly the same as
Referee.
Coach, but like white.
He has like a
Yeah.
flat top.
Dang.
Wait, who said referee?
Me.
Damien.
Like referee, boom.
Referee.
Nah,
Yeah, my
but-
friends call me referee.
We have Ellis. We have Billis. Nick. We have
Billis.
Dick.
We have Coach
Rochelle.
at home type shit.
Rochelle, yeah,
Rochelle, we
she's not in there.
Yeah. It's just this
We
new
don't
bitch called
need her there.
Cindy or something. Just something like Cindy or
It's a soccer
Brittany
mom.
or. I hope they make us get attached to the characters as much as they did in Left 4 Dead, bro.
I'll be honest, it looked kind of boring. I ain't even going front.
One of them looks
No.
exactly like fucking what was his name?
Hmm.
I have no idea.
Fuck. The guy with the glasses, he looks the same as the one from Black Ops 2. Transit Crew.
Hoffman. Hoffman looks
Yeah.
like Stuhlinger,
That's
Stuhlinger.
There we
exactly
go.
what I was thinking about.
but he's 100% inspired by, well, not only Stuhlinger, because I do see the resemblance, but he's 100% inspired by John Goodman, because on his description inside the game, it literally makes a reference towards his role in Cloverfield Lane, and his cover art is an exact reference to the Big Lebowski when he pulls the pistol out at the bowling alley.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, right?
I don't.
No.
There's a
Sorta.
movie called The Big Lebowski,
Oh.
and it's basically, to be honest with you, it's been so long since I've seen the movie, but it's really popular because of John Goodman and his portrayal as some war-torn vet, quote unquote, and he always brings up Nam during like his like really like high stress situations. They end up losing a car and they lose like a shitload of money for something. Yeah, if you just search up the bowling alley scene,
Okay.
you'll get exactly what I'm talking about.
He's
It's
like
pretty
talking
funny
to
too.
a kid, and he's like, "You ever heard of?"
Is it
Kid?"
funny though?
It's really
Am I
funny,
gonna-
trust me. If you
Am
pull
I
up
gonna
the
have
clip
some
right now,
lulls? Am I gonna have some
yes, you're gonna have a
ruffles?
couple of those in there. Yeah, a raffle here and there.
So like, what's the next topic?
Okay, you want to move
Nah,
on?
but
Jesus.
yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I hope it's not a buggy mess when it comes out.
Well, I guess that could lead to another topic. What do you think about games being released unfinished?
Dude, that is the dumb. Oh my god, unbelievable.
Fucking stupid. It's really
Same
stupid.
thing with Cyberpunk. Like all of their like, not goodwill, but like all the praise that they had gotten before for their previous games just went like down the hill with Cyberpunk, dude. Complete mess. Like I don't know who
Yeah.
Fallout
authorized that to
76?
get released. Yeah. Wait, what?
Fallout 76?
Oh, the same thing with Bethesda too. Like Jesus, I
Cyberpunk.
can't believe it.
FIFA 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. I'm just playing, I'm
You
playing.
make every fucking 2K game?
I fucking hate
Every fucking sports game and shit.
Yeah, honestly, sports games are so fucking stupid, Alex.
Hey man, to each
Hey man,
their
it was
own.
fucking trash, dog. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nah, but I don't know, man. I just want to have a
Do you-
smooth ride. I want to have a smooth ride this year with Battlefield,
Do you-
Halo, and like I want to have like not a buggy mess for any of the games we get this year, dude.
Right, because I'm kind of getting worried about Lego Star Wars type shit. No,
When
no,
does
no, no.
that
But
come
like,
out?
they still
Fuck,
haven't announced it, dude.
2023,
Oh, 2023.
I
probably
don't know,
24.
dude.
Probably when the reboot happens. That's probably why they're waiting, Aaron.
What? Just they could cut out 3 whole trilogies or 3 whole
No, they
movies
can
out of
cut
it.
the. Yeah, there you go. So it could be a reboot of the original saga.
Yeah, right, dude. Looks like they already had it done. Okay, well, nonetheless, I mean, why do you fucking think that a whole product that probably costs somewhere in the tens of millions of dollars, why do you think that somewhere up at corporate level, somebody thinks, well, it's a buggy mess. This looks like an unplayable piece of shit. I feel like everybody would get mad. Let's release it.
I don't know. Maybe it has to do with
I don't
like
know. Maybe
money.
because
It definitely has to do with money, but I wonder why, out of anything, don't you think that you'd get more money in the long run if you push it back a couple of months yet again?
Well,
I
that's
know.
what Infinite did. Infinite did that. It was supposed to come out last year during the
Yeah, but how many
when
delays has Infinite had?
I think like one delay, if I'm correct, because it was
See,
supposed to
that's
come
the
out in
Rockstar
19,
formula. Yeah, that's the
and
Rockstar formula.
then
Rockstar always delays it by like one time
twice.
and then they release it. Yeah, like once or twice. They delay it once and then do it a second time and then they release it. It's always
Cyberpunk
guaranteed.
pushed back what, like 2 years?
Yeah.
Dude, it got pushed back like 5 or 6 times.
Maybe that's the reason
Jesus.
they just released it. They were just like, we can't keep pushing it out at this point. We're losing more money. It's getting riskier as time goes on.
Yeah,
But I
but
don't know.
you don't think that they're like, wow, like we pushed it back 6 times, maybe don't
I
announce a
think the
release date
worst
ahead of
case
time?
of like them not pushing it back at all and just releasing it was fucking what was that one game, the EA game? Uh, Fuck, it was like this brand new shit.
Hmm.
And it really
It
was
was
like
like
Apex
a buggy
Legends.
mess or what?
Anthem. There we go,
Oh,
Oh,
Oh
I called it,
yeah.
dude. That game was gonna be
dude.
trash, bruh.
Anthem came out and it was just dog water, bro. And then I remember then had saying like they weren't even like doing anything with it. Like it was just they would just go to work, probably do one thing, and then nada after that.
I,
It was
I don't, I don't,
awful.
I don't know if I 100% blame the people that were working on it. I feel like just
No, absolutely not.
like
It
they
would be
were just
management.
rushed and yeah, like they just like wanted it out. Like follow the
Yeah,
popular
after the game
trends
was
and get this
released.
out. Fix it.
Yeah, after it was released, they had said, okay, okay, okay. We know we fucked up, but here's a roadmap of guaranteed content we'll give y'all. This was about a year and a half ago, and they announced, I think, like 2 months ago that, yeah, okay, that roadmap's not happening. We're actually shutting down the servers. I was like, what the fuck? The game
Did
didn't
they
even
even
last a
did they
year.
even do anything with their roadmap? Like, did they
I
even
don't
like
know.
update the
I
game?
I don't know. I didn't follow a single thing about that game other than the fact that the roadmap literally just got canceled. The game did not last a year, and the servers were already shutting down. I was like, bro,
Dude,
really?
they really wanted to follow the Fallout 76 because I think Fallout 76 came out like a year before then. They were like, dude, it's successful still, you know? They released a shitty mess and then
Dude,
roadmap
this
and they
game was
said fix it
shit, and it
later.
made a lot of money.
Yeah, people are still fucking playing it because they're still fucking talking about it.
Yeah, I'm
Hell
playing it right
yeah.
now.
CD
Fucking
Projekt Red was
shitty.
like,
It's
I should
God,
hop on
dude.
Honestly,
that.
them too.
Like Evolve. Evolve fell.
Yeah, but I feel like it wasn't because the game was buggy. It was because the game play question mark. I feel like that's still it's still not. I feel like I'm the only one that thinks this way because I'm the only one that was passionate about that game when it came out. But I feel like at the time when that game had so much flack for it, I feel like it was just people trying to bitch about a game just to bitch about it. If we look back then at Evolve, it cost $3 to get a weapon skin for one whole character. That was 3 weapon skins. If fast forward to today, and people are willing to pay up to $20 for a Call of Duty skin, an outfit.
Mm,
$20. A Rambo skin is going to cost me $20. Keep in mind, it does come with 2 weapon skins and a weapon variant, and it does come with, the Rambo skin and whatnot. But $20, really? Nobody complained about it when it came out. Not a single person complained about it. But it's just kind of weird to notice how that transition happened. When Evolve announced it wanted a second season pass, people bitched and complained. You're adding a second season pass? Really? After all the skins you added, you want to add a second season pass? But that came with
mm,
4 whole new characters, 4 new metas that you could possibly tweak with, and a whole new monster. You fast forward to today, Fortnite charges you $10 for a battle pass, and that's just for the opportunity to unlock stuff. It doesn't even give you the content straight up. It just gives you the ability to unlock stuff over time.
That should look like a battle
In
pass.
my opinion, Aaron, I think the reason it failed was not so much that was more the learning curve. Like the battle passes and all the DLC already like kind of push people away from the game, and the people that did try it, I feel like Evolve has a huge learning curve because at the beginning it is hard to hunt for the monster. And like, of course, like the pros find the monster easy in this constant combat. But at the beginning, for like, if I was to play with Dimitri, just me and him for the first time, we'd probably never find the monster for like 10, 15 minutes. And I feel like
Yeah, I
that
can
pushes
understand
people
that.
away.
It definitely does, but I feel like there definitely would have been an incentive to want to do it had Evolve gotten more attention. But then again, that's the case with any game, right?
Hmm.
But had there been more attention to the game itself rather than attention towards the controversies of adding too many skins, which, to be fair, the only reason the game really started to fall apart from the beginning was because the marketplace immediately got flooded with like 100 skins, right? But people
Hmm.
looked at it and people were horrified. They were like, dude, this game's not even out for a month and there's more skins on here than I think there's cells in my body. But at the time when that game had come out, there was like 1,000 skin packs on Minecraft, but nobody complained about it. I was like, what the hell? Like,
I
you're gonna
feel
pay
you.
$10 for like 10 skins, and Evolve's gonna sell you a $3 skin for weapons. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this is hypocrisy at best. I don't know
Hmm.
what the fuck this is besides hypocrisy. This is fucking hypocrisy.
Not to mention Xbox is clearly playing people, dude. The Java edition, you have all of this free. You have the maps free. You have the skins free, and all of a sudden they want to charge people like $20 for some fucking skins and maps. Like no mames, what the
Yeah,
hell?
Oh, bro, I
the
got
mashup
fucking.
packs were even worse.
It's so stupid.
I don't think I've ever. I bought like the Halo one,
You should
and I
be
don't think
ashamed.
I ever played like the. Bro, I wanted Carter, but I was gonna say I don't even think I ever like played the Halo map. I just bought it and then that was it.
Dude, insane. It's straight up scam people.
I guess
Yeah,
Fucking.
yeah.
dude. But I mean, of course, it's like it's a kid game, so kids are gonna be like, "Oh my God, like I love this character, let me buy it." Boom.
Yeah, but
Like
Yeah,
people
of
easy
course.
bank,
complain
like
that
Fortnite.
microtransactions are predatory, you should stay away from them,
Hmm.
but apparently once it crosses into an adult game, okay, no, that's too far. Like, what?
Yeah,
I guess
dude.
people don't care really for like or don't really try to help the kids.
Of course
Fuck
not.
you,
Why would
kids.
you?
No, but
Yeah.
I
It's
could have
like, no, of
sworn
course
that was
not.
the
Fuck them
whole
kids.
I could have sworn that was the whole Angry Joe movement and the Battlefront 2 movement. Don't y'all remember the whole
Hmm.
Battlefront 2
The
scandal?
lawsuits and
And that
stuff.
was the only reason why microtransactions changed forever. That whole game was a fucking mess, dude, and that was all because microtransaction handling. Had nothing to do with the way the game played. Nothing at all. That's exactly what I mean by a game dying out completely simply because the way corporate wants to monetize a game. You simply adding a microtransaction seems to completely shit the bed when it comes to the reputation of the game.
Yeah, but I mean, it's gonna be a part of every game now.
I mean,
Yeah,
Microtransactions are never gonna
to
go
be a
away.
fan, I am a fan of like skins and stuff like that, but not like if they provide any like actual like bonus to the game or provide any actual like benefits.
like so long as just an aesthetic purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that too, but once you cross into PvP games, it starts to get a little finicky.
Hmm.
Siege had two specific seasonal skins, one that had released for, I believe, Red Crow. There was another one for another operation, I forgot. I believe is when they added Zofia. For every season, they always add one specific skin that is a universal uniform, headgear, whatever the fuck, for every single character available at that time. But those skins specifically, they had like this urban camo, which made it look much better in darkness, and they actually banned
Like
those
blending with
specific
the
outfits and
background.
headgears. Yeah, they actually were banned specifically from ESL tournaments. You couldn't use them because there was a visual advantage to using them.
Yeah, I mean, but like that's like pro tournament. Like in normal every game, like yeah, you might get
Yeah,
like
but
an
imagine
additional
the
kill,
sweats,
but
bro. Oh,
yeah, but
I
Nah,
already
the
gotta
same in
deal with your stupid
MW.
ass
like at
playing
that
as
point
Ella
you're
all the
picking.
time, and then you want to pull that shit, dude. Or people in Call of Duty World War II, when that game was popping, people would play as the females because they had a smaller hitbox, dude. Oh my god, man.
But that's different. That's clearly an
Sweat is
advantage.
real,
Like
dog.
the skins, like yeah, a visual advantage maybe. Like, yes, they do. But like hitboxes, now that's a completely different issue.
No, like in Modern Warfare, there is a skin, the rose skin, all black. So
That
like
one, that one.
you could not see it in the dark at all.
She's pitch black, bro. Pitch black. And on top of
Yeah.
that, she's a very small stature, so her hitbox is small. It's perfect if you want to try hard. It's super hard to see in the darkness, and it's a small hitbox compared to the majority of the other hitboxes in the game. It's a statistical advantage. I hate that shit, dude.
100% they did that on purpose, though.
Yeah, obviously they did it. It's like a callback to Spectre. Do y'all remember Spectre from Black Ops 3? The little ninja looking one
Yeah.
that all the tryhards would always use because it was very dark, blends in with the dark backgrounds, and they're small, and it has the lunge with the knife thing of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know, man. Like at that point, it just seems a little play to win.
It's reinforcing it, man.
But yeah, dude, I don't know. A lot of the games nowadays are kind of whack, which is why I don't know. I don't want to have high hopes for these upcoming games coming up, dude.
Not for Lego Star Wars?
Nah, dude, what the heck?
Do you really think that game's gonna be like good as you expect?
No. Do you actually think I'm hyping it up?
Nah, you are, you are.
No, don't get me
I
wrong.
feel
I
like
want to
you're
play the
very
game, but I'm
excited
not
for
like
this
yo,
game.
pre-order down everything, like
Special edition.
yeah, the deluxe edition already pre-ordered. That's the day one.
I can tell you're very excited for this game.
Yeah, very. I'm only excited for Halo Infinite, Back for Blood, and then I also have Lego Star Wars on the back of my mind.
Nah, it's in the front. It's
Just to name a few.
A little bit ahead of the
Oh,
other two.
Lego Star Wars doesn't even have a fucking release date, ironically. It's the simplest game out of the trio, and it still doesn't have a release date.
And somehow I
Bro,
feel like
it's
you
just
talk
so
about it the most.
complex, dude. Yeah,
No.
it's just so complex of
When,
a
when,
game
when,
that it
when
just
is Back for Blood
needs
coming out again? When is it coming out?
August 12th.
October
October 12th,
22nd.
sorry. October.
Oh my
You couldn't
god.
tell
Okay, October 12th, and then Halo Infinite was given what?
I don't know.
22nd. Or no, that's Battlefield.
Halo is holiday.
They just said holiday, that's it?
The holiday of 2021.
Okay.
That's it.
Then late November, early December, late December at the worst, right? But nonetheless, those are like the two most complex games out of the top three games I'm excited for. And fucking Lego Star Wars doesn't have a goddamn release date. It's a fucking Lego game. What the hell? This thing's been in development for 3 years. How much more time
Bro,
do
they're
you
trying to
need?
go all out, man.
Yo, dog, the
I
story's gonna be
don't-
top notch.
Oh yeah, I can
Yeah.
only imagine what to do with
We're
the
gonna
story.
find out who Darth
Instead of
Vader is,
using
bro.
the story that's been around for like 50 years already at this point.
Hey, man, don't trash on Lego Star Wars, bro.
Yeah. Also, those Lego
I ain't
models
trashing
are
on it,
hard
bro.
to-
Respect.
Those go hard, bro.
Know your roots.
I know where you came from, bro.
Yeah, dude. I grew up playing that Lego Star Wars original trilogy on PS2, Lego Star Wars the video game, complete saga on 360, on the Wii, bruh.
I've never played any of those games, bro.
You're a bitch.
I thank you. I
Fuck
will
you.
gladly be a bitch, bro. I will take that L any day of the week.
Do you want
I
me
just
to
don't find
cash
them
out you
fun,
15
dude.
bucks so you can play it?
I mean, yeah, but I won't buy the game. I'll buy Panda if you want.
I'll gift it to you.
Oh, okay, okay. You don't have to. You don't.
Maybe it's just gonna be
you
like,
don't
hey,
have
where do
to
I
do
quick scope?
that. Yeah, dude. Where do I throw my lightsaber off fast?
Oh man, that was the shit, dude.
Where do I do my YY?
Trying to figure out my buttons.
Mm.
Nah, but I don't know. I don't know how they're entertaining. I can see why the kids, but
Oh, so you call me
Hey,
king?
Ron.
Make it about my
Mr.
height
Hey,
or
hey,
like?
Ron.
What the fuck?
I didn't even. You know what? Yes.
I love you. What do y'all think about people wearing camouflage in public?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Heck or
dude, I know a
cringe?
couple people who do that.
Cringe.
Heck or cringe?
It
Wait,
depends.
what did
It
you say?
depends. Like,
No,
I don't
dude.
think the hoodie is bad, but I think if you're wearing camo pants, camo shirt, and everything, it's like
Like
okay.
full on camel?
Yeah, that's a
Like
little
at the
much.
mall or like, dude, like at school, all the FFA people would always wear camouflage, cowboy
Bro,
hats,
that
everything,
shit
dude.
pissed me off, dude. I'm like, who the fuck are y'all trying to imitate?
The
Trying to
bush
stay
outside.
Don't
Yes.
disrespect me. I'm gonna be a future U.S. Army
Yeah.
soldier.
Fuck out of here.
Dude. Dude, a lot of those guys weren't like that, and then they just transitioned over to cowboy country, bro. Like, I don't know what, dude. Like, the guys that I know nowadays, oh my God, they're so into like guns, being outside, fishing, or like all the stereotypical like
Being outside.
rancher
Like
shit. But like, they
country
live in the
ranch.
cities
I
and
got
shit.
you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I feel like it's more just associating yourself with who's around you. I don't think it has anything to do because I actually like this. I can guarantee you most of them probably don't even like what they're doing. They just did it because they felt to it and then
And
unironically
then,
started enjoying it.
yeah, since they did it long enough.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, if you took it up the ass long enough, you'll enjoy it, you know what I'm saying, DB?
Yeah, I mean, that's
That's why
pretty
we
much how it
continue to play
goes.
Call of Duty after we're so fucking terrible at it.
That's
I don't know
pretty
about
much how
being
it goes.
terrible, but like,
Whatever, dude.
Germany. Nah, but I don't know, dude. A lot of those guys take it way too far.
Yeah. The cowboy hats in the city, I think no, you need to take that off, bruh. That's like a sign of disrespect.
but where do I put
Yeah.
my horse at, bro? I'm instead of cars.
Keep it
I'm
at the
gonna just take my.
ranch. Bro,
I want to go to the
okay.
I want to go to my
Keep it
local
at the
store
ranch.
and go fucking take my caballo out and
There is
about,
a
you know?
Cavender's. There is a fucking Cavender's right
There's
here.
a
Exactly
511
where I fucking
also.
work at, okay? At that Cavender's, people, every time you look out the fucking window, there's always people getting off of their pickup trucks, right? So I've already fixed the stereotype to begin with. It's a pickup truck, okay? Once they get out, what do they have? They got tight boot cut jeans, they got boots on, they got they got the button up Magellan shirts, they got these big old fucking cowboy hats that look bigger than their shoulders at that point, and it just looks weird, you know? Maybe because I consider it weird because I didn't grow up with that kind of style, but at the same time, I feel like it's so overplayed. Like, what the fuck? Like, the boots are uncomfortable. You guys are probably sweating in those tight jeans and those Magellan shirts. Like, ah!
I'm very glad you didn't transition over that because you were in FFA as well, bro.
Yeah, I was, but I never saw the appeal behind it. Like, I always like looked around and there were a couple of kids who would do it, and then the next year it would became more. It was like a fucking virus. Like, the more it progressed, the worse it fucking got, and it brought nothing
The
of
FFA
contribution.
virus.
Yes, all these kids, I'm looking around, I was like, I laugh at them because they're different, but they probably laughed at me because I was just,
The
Because
one
you're the
without
minority.
camo.
yeah,
You're the minority in that class.
yeah. I
They're like,
worded
"Oh,
it
bro, you got
wrong.
a fucking hoodie, dog? What the hell? Why don't you wear some
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
cow
I
leather?"
was, bro, I was just chilling in my hoodie, dude. Everyone always remembered me because of the hoodie I would wear. I would always put my hoodie on my head, and all these people would always tell me, "Are you wearing a hoodie, dude? Why are you wearing a Like, is there a fucking mystery behind it? I just want to fucking put it on." Like,
Well, I mean, you could use that same
I like
argument
it.
with them.
no, I know. I knew someone was gonna say that the second I brought that up. But
Dude.
it's just a hoodie. Like, it's everybody at the school practically has a hoodie. Even in the summertime, so many people have fucking hoodies. But once you want to talk
Yeah, I know,
about
Dimitri.
camouflage, it's
Like your
more of
boy.
a minority thing. Not a lot
Well,
of people have
your
camo.
your argument is like it's hot because of like the cowboy shit, but you're wearing a hoodie in like 100-degree weather, no?
Alex, we didn't have
Yeah,
money.
but
Fuck is you talking
more
about?
Just
it's
take
more
the
normal to
hoodie
wear
off.
a hoodie. It's
And
more
show
normal to
up with
wear a
the same
hoodie like
button-up
that if you're
polo.
gonna wear one of those two. It's more normal to wear a hoodie than it is to fucking wear cowboy boots,
You know,
fucking
you weren't
tight
forced to wear the
jeans.
polo.
Okay, bro, that's all I had.
Yeah.
That's all I
You didn't
had.
have a fucking blue T-shirt.
No, I didn't wear that shit. My mom would always say, "No, no, 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 you're not going to school with that. No, you're not going to school with that." Bro, even when Alex was going to school, when he was still coming out, and I would still tell my mom, I was like the uniform's not really like enforced or anything, and my mom would still kind of force him to still wear the clothes and whatnot. But I'm not gonna make an argument about it.
You
Like,
know, it's
I
only
don't give a fuck.
fucking.
I never
It
cared
was only
about how I really
us.
looked.
You know, it
But
was only us that had uniforms. Like where we
for the
lived.
most part, yeah,
My
for the most
fucking
part.
my girlfriend, she was telling me that
Nick, don't
where
lie.
she went to school.
They got to take it off.
I,
That's because they got to
I
take it off
mind
early because you had tennis. We had to keep it on.
Well, my
Did
But I
girlfriend was
always
you?
wore
telling
a
me
hoodie, so
that.
no one ever
Oh,
saw it, so that's fine.
but my girlfriend was saying that where she was at that they don't have to wear they didn't have uniforms and shit. They could just wear jeans and shit like that. And
All
like
the
whatever
lucky ones.
design, yeah, like whatever fucking T-shirt they wanted and all that.
Yeah, but how big is
I remember that
their
we
like their town,
oh
like where she's
oh we
from?
were we were triple.
Yeah, that's what I mean. My cousins, they also go to a high school in a small town, like a population of like 3,000. Like, you can get from one side of the town to the other in like about 2 minutes. They also don't
Their
have a
class
dress
was like
code.
14 people.
Yeah, like it's not like I think it has more to do with the bigger the school gets, the
More
higher risk
restrictions.
of yeah, like I think the
I
reason
remember I
why
wasn't even allowed to wear like skull shoes. Like I remember in like elementary, I had like Skechers and they had like little skulls on the side, and I got in trouble for having that.
whoa, dude, you're an edge lord.
Dude,
No,
they had a
I
lot
think
of they had a lot of stuff like taken away because of
That's a
like that
shoe.
stuff. Like I had a stick in the shape of a gun, and they're like, no, you can't bring that inside or whatever. Like a little Lego gun. Like they'll get so butthurt about having that kind of
a
stuff.
Lego gun.
It's an inch plastic gun.
Bro, I remember when I was like in second grade and I was in the after school program. I remember one time we were throwing pencils at each other, and this one of the faculty they come over, right, and it was this dude, right, and the only reason I remember it so well is because this guy was so fucking mad, and he was over here trying to lecture a second grader over the use of a fucking pencil being used as a weapon, and he told me, he's like, you do know this is a weapon, right? And I was like, that's a pencil. He
I
tells
think he
me,
ran into
no,
John Wick.
no.
Yeah, dude.
He tells me,
Like he must
no,
have
this
known
is a
someone like John
pencil.
Wick.
He was like, if this can hurt someone, it's considered a weapon. Stop throwing them around, otherwise they're gonna be considered weapons. You're gonna get arrested. I was like, what?
Are you on
You
crack,
throw it at
dude?
him.
Oh, you know what? You know what? I'll agree with him. I'll agree with him. My fucking one of my friends, who used to be like used to live down the hall from me in the dorms. He fucking stabbed me with a pencil. Went right through my fucking finger.
Well, that's fun.
Oh,
But no one's thinking about doing that in elementary. Like,
Yeah.
nah, that dude must be a
I
big
mean, maybe middle
believer.
school.
And what's it
Yeah.
called?
He,
Anything can be
he
a
must.
dildo if you're brave enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
What the
That's like
hell?
that type of mentality.
When he was little, they
No,
probably
but I mean,
stabbed him with a pencil or some shit.
Got traumatized.
like I guess the guy had a point because back in like seventh or eighth grade, me and Nick were in class with this one kid. We were like messing with him, but we knew like we were cool with him, so we could mess with him. But like he was so short tempered, and he got really mad at Nick one time, and he almost stabbed him with a pen, but like he stopped midway, and we're
That's
like, me
pretty
and
Oh
cool.
my god,
dude.
Nick, do you remember that one? Do you remember that other dude who brought like a fucking bag of weed into our art class?
Oh,
Yeah, what
Which
about him?
fuck,
goat?
I don't. No, I don't
That-
remember him.
I don't want to say his name, but
Just make up a
it
name.
George
Nick.
Strait.
Bob.
John Doe.
His name, his quote unquote name was Nick,
Oh,
and he brought a bag of weed to class,
It's
and
the
then he
worst
got
name you
taken
could
out in our
choose.
class. But yeah,
There were a
that had
lot
happened.
of brave people at our school. This kid took in Xanax and he literally crushed it with a book and he sniffed it in class.
he crushed it with a
And
book.
Oh my god,
yeah, dude,
I
with
remember
like with the government book.
I remember in
Like no
eighth grade, some
fucking
guy
no
had a
shot,
fucking
bro.
tattoo on his hand. He had like a star on it. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, we're in eighth grade, right?
Oh, dude, was it the guy with the piercing on his eyebrow?
Yeah. He kind of
Yeah.
he
That
kind of
that
like
was
like
the guy that jumped on the urinal and brought it
Oh my
down.
god.
That was
Dude, I
him.
was cool with him. Yeah, he liked me.
he kind of looked
Dude.
like a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, he looks super tough. He looks super tough, but it's why I never mess with him. But I wanted to be friends with him, so if anybody fucked me up or like anybody bugged me, I could just tell him to fuck them up.
Uh,
Yeah,
I
that's how
think
it
he's
works.
dead
That's how
already
friendships
type
work.
shit.
Probably. Who knows,
You gotta
bro?
make
He
friends
probably
with the sketchy kids so that I don't do anything with you.
Or they're just gonna take advantage
I was gonna say that.
of you.
they take advantage of your generosity. I remember this one guy, who stole from Aaron's mom's car, fucking stole from my
This
locker.
motherfucker.
What?
What the fuck?
Yeah,
What did
what
I not
the
know
heck?
this?
Yeah, he stole from my fucking locker, and then I was like, "Oh man, can you give me my bag back?" And he was like, because he was like, using it, and I was like, "Hey man, that's my bag. You stole it." And he's like, "No, it's my bag." And I'm like, "Then why is it missing from my locker?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't know." And I was like, "Dude, that's literally like my bag. Can I have it?" And he's like, "Oh, fine, whatever." And he gave me back the bag. Gym happens and all that shit. I go back to my locker and it's gone. He has it again. I was like, "Dude, I'm not even gonna fucking like." I'm like, God damn it, bro. I don't even know how he broke into my fucking locker again.
What you just gave it to him again?
He was just gonna keep stealing it over and over, bro.
Okay, but like, did you
Twice.
ask for it again?
What?
You literally just took it up the ass or what?
You gave him a backpack?
It wasn't a backpack. It was like a little fucking like little bag, the little bags that they gave
It's
us.
a makeup bag.
Dude, I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. Someone stole my bag. I'd beat the fuck out of him. What the hell?
I'm
Welcome
fucking
to your
Well, no,
pissed,
dude.
dude.
Like
Me
think about it like
too.
this, bro. Think about it like this. Like he was like twice my height.
Like, hey, nice bag, man.
Twice my
Who
height.
gives a
Okay,
fuck?
then fucking report him. What the?
Dude, the guy was like roided on fucking drugs. That guy.
Even
He's
better,
in
dude.
middle
He doesn't
school,
even
dude.
can't even solve a
Even-
fucking simple 1+1. You could literally take it from him.
Bro, he was the type of guy to go into a fight and just swing his fucking arms around like they were fucking like.
I know exactly
And
who you're
somehow
talking
get the
about.
kill.
I know exactly who you're talking about. I don't even think he would fight even if you tried. Like he was high 99% of the time. I feel like you could honestly kick his ass without even fucking trying. I think he'd kick himself.
You fall over after throwing a punch.
Yeah, like he just took it again, and I was like, you know, I'm not even gonna fucking deal with it, bro. He ran off, and I never saw him after that.
And you gave him the bag.
He never came
I
back
never
to
saw him.
school
What the fuck am I
again.
supposed to do? He just took
Take the
off.
bag.
Actually, I did see him. I ran into him like a year later, and I
Hey,
was
can
like,
I have
hey,
my
man.
bag?
Yeah, I told him that. I was like, hey man, can I have my bag back? You stole it. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, I described him the bag and everything, and he's like, oh yeah, that was my bag. And I was like, bro, we literally had this conversation a year ago. You stole my bag. And he's like, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I
I
stole
stole it for
it, then
drugs.
lost it. No, he fucking lost it or some shit like that.
Nah, 100% he sold it from our weed.
Oh,
Yeah.
probably. It's a fucking
I'm
bum
using this
ass.
money for drugs.
He's
Dude,
a crackhead in
people-
the making.
Langsville's go-to.
Probably dead already, like to be honest.
Jesus.
I fucking hope so.
Dead or
Useless
in
piece of
jail,
shit.
dude. There were a
Hopefully he'll
lot
make
of
a morgue some
crackheads
money.
and- Dude, there were a lot of fugly people at our school that did drugs, bro.
Drugs?
So it's just
They're all
But that's
funny,
good
dude.
though. It's good though.
Why?
how is
That's like
Because it'll separate you as being the special ones apart from the fucking useless ones. That's all it does. It
Oh
should,
my
it
God,
should,
I
it
was
just, it should
special.
just bring you more appreciation for yourself.
Oh, fuck.
Nah, yeah, dude. Like, there's one bitch in my class, and she wanted to copy off me, but I was like, I let her, bro. I didn't care. But the paper
You
was
like
Why would you
upside
let her?
down. The paper was upside down, and she bitched about it being upside down that she couldn't read it. And I told her, I was like, you can't read it upside down or what? It's literally just A, B, and C, and D. And she's like, fuck you, asshole. I was like, what?
Oh,
I
that
let
same
you
girl?
copy.
Bitch.
Bitch.
That same girl?
Talking about.
No, I know exactly what he's talking about. That same girl, I remember he was trying to shoot
Yeah,
a
me
he.
too.
She looks like a he. She was trying to
Dude,
copy
yeah.
off me, and in freshman year, and then me and one of my friends, we were having competitions to see who could finish our homework faster, and we were like the top students in the class, and we would always just fuck around, and they would like ask questions for us, and they'd be like, oh, what's like 13 and all that, and we'd be like, oh, it's A. And then we're like, oh, okay, and we would just give them all the wrong answers, and then they would like, we would have to like grade them, and they're like, oh, why did we fail? And they're like, what did you guys get? Like, and me and him just looked at each other like with hundreds, and then she was like, wait, have you been giving us the wrong answers the whole time? And our teacher's like, wait, were you giving them wrong answers? And I was like, yeah, they were copying off us. That's cheating.
Straight up
And she
just
like,
told the teacher.
yeah. I was like, that's cheating, you know?
Be like,
Nah,
"Fuck
bro,
no,
I
talking
would have the
about."
same thing.
Nah,
Fuck
bro,
them
she-
teachers and kids.
She called me like a bitch or something like that in front of the class, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, I'm passing, you're failing, dumbass.
There were a lot of bimbos at our school, dude. There were a lot of bimbos.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah, but it was just funny seeing them go off the radar. Either getting into fights, getting
What was
mad.
that noise?
I don't know.
Someone
It's me fucking up this chair. I wanted to take this to the office space, but I was afraid that Mark would sit on it and fucking break it with his fat ass. But now that he's gone, I feel like I can take it.
Aww.
well, there goes that.
Okay. Question of the day, right? I've
No.
asked this question before, but this is more so for whatever fucking
Nah.
audience we have. This question goes to any of y'all. If you have an inch of your dick inside your mom and you have an inch of your
Oh
dad's
my
dick in
fucking
your ass,
God.
do you move forward or backward to get out? I need answers, damn it.
That's a pretty good question. I mean,
Huh?
that's a
I mean,
pretty good
I mean, I
question.
think you should. I think you should
Whoever
answer
answers first is
first.
sus.
Honestly,
Okay.
no.
I feel like you
Answer.
should go
No,
back.
no, no. You should answer for us.
Nah, no one should answer. We should just leave it up.
We should we should leave
No,
it up to the
answer.
audience, Javi.
Worst hour of my life type shit.
Dude, he didn't even read. He didn't even watch the whole thing. The bitch, and he even said words are my
I'm
life.
pretty sure
It's
I
'cause
don't
it was
blame
too
him.
low. It was the same issue I was having with it.
What?
I don't know, man.
Like for you guys,
I
you
know,
guys said the
man.
volume was normal. For me and Javi, we couldn't hear it at all.
Were you listening to like y'all's computers and shit? Cause I through my phone, it sounded perfect.
Same.
Yeah, I was listening to the computer.
Yeah.
And I'll
Straight
probably I'll
trash.
listen to my computer and see how it is.
I'm
How
swagging.
it pans out.
Maybe it's just the settings we have. I don't know.
Probably.
Alright, but who's gonna answer the question?
Alright, I feel like you should go
You
back.
can answer
because,
it.
I mean, it's already in there, so like, just might as well just go back way, you know. But that's kind of gay. Kind of some gay saying that.
Yeah, you're pretty sus.
At least I
Alright,
answered
Dean, what are you
it,
gonna do?
unlike you.
At
Go back
least
and forth.
I answered it. I don't think that's a good thing to fucking flex.
So, dude, what are you gonna do? Go back and forth, or what?
That's your answer, bro. I know you. That's your answer. I hear rapidly going back and forth and shit.
Nah, it's not possible. My dick's not an inch. Head boy.
I don't have a fucking inch of my cock to give.
I got plenty to share. Type shit. Nick, what's your answer?
Yeah, Nick, what's your fucking answer?
The people need to know.
Yeah, it's a tough question, you know.
No,
Dude,
it's
I don't
not.
wanna
It's
fail
a
this
simple.
test.
You move forward, or you move back.
Okay, it's you get I don't want to fail this test, bro.
What did you say?
I don't want to fail this
Wanna fail this
test.
test.
Yeah.
I don't want to fail this test type shit, bro. I don't.
100%. I move forward. I can't even, you know. I can't
I'm telling your
Fuck
mom.
'em.
I'm
You
telling
go
your
for
mom.
it, tell it.
I asked
Okay,
your
we
son
have
this
consent.
question. He said he'd move forward. She said, "Yeah, what the fuck?"
Don't worry about why it was brought up. Just be grateful.
Yeah, I call it the
He's honest.
1-inch dick pandemonium.
Chinese water torture.
You know, there's like 3 inches of your cock that's still inside of you.
No way, bro.
I didn't need to know this,
didn't-
but thank God I know I got 13 inches left to it. But nah, okay.
I don't know, dude. Honestly, that's kind of groundbreaking for me. I'm just gonna yank super hard now.
So what? You got 3 inches or what?
It's confidential.
That's
Okay.
confidential.
Alright. I wanted to ask y'all. Do y'all think getting mad in the middle of a conversation makes you look like you lose the argument on the spot?
Absolutely.
But why is that?
Because that means it's getting to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but
the whole point of an
don't you-
argument, for it to get to you.
that's not the point of an argument. An
That's
argument
definitely
is
not.
to be able to have two
That's the point.
opposing theories or two opposing views on a subject, but you think that your opinion is right and you would like to assert it as a fact.
Oh, dude, my opinion's
I
always
don't know
right.
if that's 100% accurate. However,
Accurate.
I
This
feel like
motherfucker.
I feel like if you get upset,
Th-
to cause
this
you
man's over
kinda-
here trying to argue about the definition of argument. Are you serious?
Man, I'm not. Okay, look, let me just answer your question, alright? I'm not trying
We
to
should get into a
an
fight.
argument. Like,
Doesn't
yeah,
mean
I
you're
know
your
you-
bitch.
I think it'd be interesting.
Okay,
Nah,
what would you say?
what's it called? I don't know. If you get like upset, I feel like it makes you look. It makes your argument seem. What's the word? Sorry.
Like a fucking pussy.
You look like the lower person.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, now what if the argument has to do with you arguing with literally a guy who's about as dense as a fucking brick, and you're arguing with him over something that's basically fact? Say, for example, 1 + 1 is 2, and this other guy says, well, technically it's 3. Okay, I'm not about to start an argument, but if it gets
what
to
is
the
the
point where this
technically
guy
part?
wants... That's why. There's no fucking technically. He's just trying to argue. But if it gets you to the point where you're mad, does that make me lose the argument? Because y'all said yes, but technically I'm right. So what? I don't understand what would be the point. I'm getting mad because I'm getting frustrated because I'm over here trying to prove a point. But at that point,
Yeah,
if
but
I get mad when I speak my choice, it makes me lose an argument in y'all's point of view, but
Not
it's
losing an argument, but it makes you look silly.
yeah, it makes you look stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cause
stupid.
like
Yeah.
all you have to do is just be like, all right, yeah, whatever, dude, all right, and then just like kind of flock it off. Like you know you're right, so why even bother arguing with him? He's obviously not
Like
gonna change his opinion, so why bother?
like the Allies got mad, so like Hitler's right.
Cause you're just getting mad for nothing. It makes you look like an idiot.
Alex made a point. The Allies got mad, so Hitler was right.
No
That-
fucking
You
I
see,
didn't
that's
think of it
that's what
like
I mean.
that.
Like I don't know, like it just feels twisted. I feel like if you get mad in the middle of your argument, say for example, Nick, if you have to debate someone, right, 1v1, and this is broadcasted on national television live, right? But you're very passionate about what you're arguing about, and this guy's not taking your fucking point of view for shit. He doesn't care. But even though you know, and the rest of the nation knows that you are right in this argument, and you get heated about it, do you feel like you have the you're now determined to lose that argument simply because you get too passionate and you get too angsty about it?
yeah, but he shouldn't get angry to begin with.
No, I'm
Like
talking about you.
okay,
You get angry trying to prove your point because you feel
Like
like
you
you're
lose
talking
your
to a
cool.
dumbass.
look, Aaron, just the way I think, I wouldn't get angry to begin with because I'd see no reason to argue any further with him. If he's not taking my what's it called, my I guess argument, and he's just kind of throwing it out, and then whatever, that's up to him. You said everyone else knows that you're right, so why
Then
even
it's not
bother?
an argument anymore.
You feel like you're right, and that's all there is to it. You believe
Hmm.
what you want to believe, man. I don't know. I'm not the very. I
Like
don't like
talking to
to argue a lot,
Republicans.
so I just kind of go with the flow kind of
Want to get
guy.
into an
I'm
argument?
the opposite of
Well,
you.
like me on the other hand, I don't like to stay quiet. Like I'll
Yes, I
argue
know.
even the dumbest shit. Like there's like 40 shades of gray. This shade of gray is better. Some dumbass shit like that. I'm not talking about the subjective stuff, but if it's more objective, I like to be the objective one. What's it called? The reason I ask this question is because I feel like back if you look at 70s and 80s television, which I know it's an extremely fucking specific subject to talk about, but I
Oh
stumbled
yeah,
upon
every
these
day.
clips of reporters talking to each other. Nowadays, if you go onto Fox Television, you go onto CNN,
Oh my god.
what I can't even fucking hear myself talk. If you
Who did
go
that?
if you go to CNN, right, or you go to Fox and you go on television and you watch these reporters argue with each other, but they're arguing about politics. Now, when it comes to politics, it's more of a moral reason, so there's really no winning argument there. It's really what morality you were brought up on. So there's no right or wrong. But if you notice in the 70s and 80s clips, these people would literally talk to each other all the time. And it always seemed like they understood each other, but they stood their ground. But if one of them ever seemed like they got angry, the opposing side would kind of look like not that they got scared, but you can tell like they started to quote unquote lose the argument only because it made them seem like they weren't how do I put it? They weren't as invested in their own opinion. Basically, it's almost as if like if you're too cool about your opinion, it's because you don't give a fuck enough about it. So what are you really arguing for? The person that got mad always seemed like they had something to prove. Fast forward to today, in today's television, if you want to compare apples to apples, nowadays you go on to CNN, right? And you have, let's say, for example, a Republican telecaster. They get put as a guest star, and they have a Democratic anchor, right? And they get into a political argument too. Then all of a sudden, the person that gets mad, they get laughed at. Like it's like it's a fucking joke. Like you get mad in the middle of argument, you've immediately lost it and you lost all credibility. That's why I bring it up. It's just I feel like there's been an immediate like shift in the way an argument happens. And the reason I bring up this topic is because I kind of named it as getting mad is the currency of today's arguments, where essentially you take pride in the opposing side getting mad, like, oh, I got to him. But the thing is, you never win anything out of it. But people seem to get this pride off of making people mad all the time.
Hmm. I mean, some people just do. I mean, to be honest, some people get like a chuckle or get satisfaction out of pissing people off. So we have a
Yeah,
They
bunch
but
just
of
want to see the
quote
world
unquote
burn.
pranksters, you know?
yeah, but like I don't understand that. Maybe because that's just not me. But like I don't. there's really nothing to gain out of getting someone mad. I just feel like people kind of like emphasize I made him mad, and apparently that makes me cool. It's kind of like in 2000s, if you were looking at best score, you're like, yo, I'm so edgy. But
No,
nowadays, you looked at best score, you're like, that's some
It's
normie
like a
shit.
you need to stop.
No, no,
Yeah,
no,
dude,
no.
that's
I'm
fucking
not.
disgusting.
No, 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 no.
it's
I'm
like a
using it.
one-sided type of
No,
that's
you
like a
like
1 in 20
that's
type of
not
deal,
no,
bruh.
not at all. You need to stop.
That's like a
But
you thing right there.
I'm using it as a comparison. I'm not saying that's me. I'm saying if you
That
were
is
to
you.
have been
No,
okay, what
personally,
I'm saying,
personally, I'm saying you don't need to bring that up. Use a different example. That's what I'm saying.
well, I don't know what other example you want me to use, but that's the closest one that comes to.
I
If
don't
you look
know.
at any back
Anything
then,
else but that?
I'm sorry, but that's the only way I'm going to
2012
use
full
it. Y'all,
battles.
y'all are going to have to go with it. In the early 2000s, if you looked at a gore site, you were so edgy. People looked at you like, dude, this guy's edgy. Nowadays, you see a person get blown to pieces, they're like, oh, nice clip.
Uh, I'm sorry, Aaron, but I really
Who
don't
says
think that's the
that?
norm, dog. I-
Who says,
No,
oh, nice
but
clip to someone dying?
no, but nobody reacts to it. Like the shock value has gone
yeah,
down. No one
because
cares about
I.
it.
now
What are you
it's like nowadays it's desensitized because of all the games that we have.
That's exactly
Games
what I
and movies,
mean.
bro.
That's exactly what I mean. It's desensitized.
Hell no, dude. If I see someone get blown to pieces, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I need to take a break from the internet. I am not desensitized to that shit, dude. That is like horrifying to look at.
I am only because I feel like it serves as a reminder to know that that's what's out there in the world. We're always so accustomed to being so, I guess, comfortable with ourselves that the second you're faced with a really harsh time, it gets to you. And I feel like if you get too comfortable and the second you get hit up against the wall, your whole world crumbles apart. So I get from time to time need to be reminded that the world really is as cruel as it comes and goes.
So from time to time, you need to see someone die.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying be
Like,
reminded of what actually happens in the real world. I mean, you could look at the news. I mean, did y'all even know that in the 1990s there was a mass genocide? A million people died in Africa? Like this, like everybody talks about the Holocaust, but how I don't even remember how many people had died in the Holocaust. And it's not to denounce the
It was
fact that the Holocaust
like
wasn't
3 or
bad, but
4.
if it was 3 or 4 million Jews that
maybe.
had died during the Holocaust, a third of the Holocaust just happened about 30 years ago, and nobody talks about it.
You mean 20? Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. That's my bad.
I, I don't know.
How do you respond to this
I don't.
argument you just gave us?
Dude, I didn't even know. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And if that did happen and no one's talking about it, well then maybe it's just not brought enough attention to.
That's an
I,
oof.
That's
and I mean,
Or
why
like the
it's
fucking.
nowadays most people don't even like talking about the Holocaust. They only use it for like jokes and stuff.
Nick.
Also
That's
how
kind of
people
fucked
ignore
Yeah.
up. It's just a joke to
Yeah,
you.
Nick.
Okay.
or how, like how people like ignore the Japan's war crimes in fucking China with like the whole Nanking thing, the whole Nanking massacre.
Yeah, like that too. That was also another shithole. I think Japan had finally apologized. I think was it 2010?
Like,
I
It was
don't know.
recent, but it was recently too late. Like what the fuck? Oh, I'm sorry, my
Yeah.
fucking ancestors were chopping off your kids. Like what the fuck?
It's like,
Okay, well, you know
sorry.
what? I would say that'd be a pretty good point to make. Do you think that you should owe another country an apology even though that was the doings of your ancestors before you? Are you supposed to be responsible for
no.
your ancestors' actions?
I mean, it's just like to,
Mm,
I guess I get closer to them, like, just to be more friendly with the
I,
country.
Or comforting?
Yeah. Be like, hey,
But
we're allies now,
I,
but
I feel
before
like
we're like,
it's
nah.
yeah, like what Alex is saying. I feel like it's a good thing to bring up
But
if you're trying to like make peace offerings with each other. Like I'm sorry for what my ancestors did in the past. However, I am not there. I am not them, and our country doesn't symbolize like whatever they did in the past.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
not
let's
only
start a
that,
new tree.
but at the same time, it wasn't ancestors. It was an entire. It was the entire nation. Like they were all like that. You
Okay,
know?
I wouldn't say that because
Yeah,
I
I
doubt
highly
there were
doubt
women
that.
over back who would just be like, "Wow, I can't wait for my son to go over there and just completely murder and rape all the women and children over there." Like, I don't think that's the case. I just think that that was the norm for the war culture. I mean, do you see the war culture for Americans? What's it called in Vietnam? Like, holy
Yeah,
shit! Like,
it
there were
was
no
just as
rules.
bad. But I mean, then again, I mean,
Pull up
war's
with the
pretty
flamethrower.
pretty disgusting. It's pretty bad war.
Yeah, okay, so I can understand when it comes to making like a country reunification, I guess, of like allied support. But what if you were one on one, right? let's say, for example, any of y'all are a Japanese civilian and you decide that you want to apologize to a Chinese civilian. Do you think it makes any sense, or at that point are you just doing it
That
because same
that's like
reason?
a bad taste, to be honest. Like a civilian doing it to another civilian.
Like, hey, I'm so sorry about what my ancestors did to your
Yeah,
ancestors.
that's like me apologizing to a black person for slavery. Like I didn't do it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's a great example because
It's just weird. Yeah,
Do you
it
think it
is.
comes off as just virtue signal? It's just terrible.
but like my question is, why would you bring that up? Like,
Yeah, it's
what
like
reason would you
okay,
have
like
to
what
bring
am I
that up?
supposed
Because
to
you feel
say?
sorry for it? If you feel sorry for
Some
it,
people,
I
some of
guess
them
I
just
don't
want
know
like
because
they just want like a comforting answer. Like they just want to be
I
told like that they're,
yeah.
you know, that they acknowledge what they did, and they just want an apology.
but that, in my opinion, that's the wrong way to go about it. In my
It,
Well, like
opinion,
the fucking
I
some of the
also
Chinese are
think
still
so as
pissed off
well.
about it.
But rightfully so. But
yeah, of
the
course.
thing is, there's no way around it. It's kind of like if you go to any of the Japanese that had ancestors that had participated in the war. What do you want me to do? I'm sorry, I didn't fight that war. I didn't do any of the war crimes. I don't know what you want me to do. The best I can do is an apology. But even then, do I really have to give you an apology for what my ancestors did? It doesn't
No, I don't
reflect
think
who I
anyone like
am.
gets mad about that. Like it's
No,
it
that
just happened.
there no like it's still a
Oh
thing
my
that
god,
has
I mean,
people would
happened
be
in history.
in
like
a
now
certain
people would get
extent,
mad.
in a certain extent, you do have to take responsibility for what they did in the past. Because whether you like it or not, it was your country that committed those atrocities.
Yeah, it's like what I was meaning is like it's different between like a person and a
Yeah,
country.
a
Like
person in
this
a
was a
country.
whole
Uh huh.
country's
Because country's
mentality.
understandable,
Cause
but then once you go to a personal one, it just seems strange.
yeah, a person it's way different. Cause like a country can't just be like, well, I'm in charge now, and like, come on, I'm not them. I mean, dude, just
Yeah,
forget
like
about it. Like
yeah,
like
it's not
like
them,
that's
but
not
like the
gonna
people
happen.
are like they're like right behind you. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you were part of it. You came up with some of the things, Gerald.
Like
Gerald.
okay,
Yeah, fuck Gerald.
this is a pretty fucked up example, but like, let's say like my brother committed like murder or something, and I apologize to the family that had to like had the unfortunate or that was unfortunate enough to have their son or daughter or whatever killed by it, and I apologize to them. Like I feel like that's like appropriate, and there should be
Hmm.
no ill will towards me and them because of what he did. But that's not the same thing as
Mm.
for a country. Like if a country like kills an entire family or something like that, the whole country has to pay for that. You know?
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
I
like
don't know.
these were the massacres, and not only that, but like, you know, who knows? Like, if some of them were planned, like the whole planning
Yeah.
of the bombs and shit like that. What was it? The train attack?
Yeah, so Japan had a train. I don't know exactly where it was. I believe it
Oh,
divided China and um it was a northern state, I believe. But Japan needed a specific area to be able to get their supplies to and from it. And the only way to be able to declare war on it was if there was a reason to, in their eyes, if I'm remembering correctly. So what they did is that, and there's no way to prove it at this point. It's really just speculation, but it's kind of like, come on, bro, come on, like it's pretty much set in stone. Japan, the theory goes that Japan blew up their own supply train, and then to be able to blame the Chinese for having blown up the supply train to be able to declare war and be able to invade. That's basically how the theory goes, which most historians they say it's pretty much like set in stone. They pretty much did it. There's no truth behind it, but it kind of leads to it.
Jeez, I don't know how to
I
respond
mean,
to that one.
some people, some families of today, like, uh, apologize for like their ancestors being slave owners.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so the only reason I had brought up this topic was because it basically reflects into American culture where there are certain white people that do apologize to certain black communities for being slave owners. Um, there's no real way to actually apologize behind it. Slavery is bad and nobody approves of it unless you're some fucking asshole, but the point being is that if you have to owe a whole community an apology because of the actions of your ancestors, is it deserve it or not? Does it seem strange? Does it seem out of place?
It
I
depends,
definitely
cause
feel bad.
I'd
it,
I would rather like have it acknowledged than ignore, like how Ben Affleck was trying to hide his family's like his ancestors uh being slave owners and shit like that. He tried hiding it, but like someone like Anderson Cooper was like blown away that his ancestor was a slave owner. Not only that, but like how he died. Like the guy was had
One of his
a
slaves bashed his head in.
Yeah, yeah, like
Did
one
you
of
see
the
how he
Sebastian.
reacted to it? He's like, wow.
Yeah, he was like, "Yo, that's cool." Like,
yeah, I was like,
that's
what the fuck?
crazy.
Mm, the
Wow,
way
he was a slave owner, and he got fucking his head bashed in.
the way I kind of think of it, instead of just going out and like apologizing to them for what their ancestors did, like if they were to be rich because of slavery, like use that money to invest into the community and apologize that way. Be like, this money was claimed by unlawful or wrong kind of deeds, and this is my way of giving back to apologize for what my ancestors
Instead of
did.
like a
You know?
gift basket.
Yeah, do something to benefit everyone with the money that was done that was gained by hurting people.
All right, now what if there's the argument to be said because obviously there's no way you can always, I guess, please everyone. What if you have someone that tells you your money doesn't mean anything to me? The emotional distress and the just the I guess the emotional trauma you brought to my ancestors is just not worth monetary value.
Dude, that's
I mean,
crazy that there's people that still have money from
at that point, there's
fucking
not
era.
much you can do about it. I mean, you said your apologies. I mean, at that, if they're not willing to forgive, I mean, there's not much you can do to convince them. I mean,
Mm.
you do whatever
And
you
with
think is right and what you can do. But if they're still not willing
mhm.
to accept, then at that point, I mean, it's not much.
Like, what else can you do?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, then with all of this encompassed, I'd like to propose one more topic, and that topic being, is world peace possible? We've already discussed problems with how people have problems with ancestors having committed actions and how it seems that people seem unforgiving of it. At that point, if you go as far as to not forgive the actions of someone's ancestors, even though they have nothing to do with it, though apology does seem practically inevitable, is world peace and entire world peace possible?
Nope.
No,
no,
No.
because
Not.
people want fucking power, dude.
Yeah.
People want.
I mean, people want power, and you see how people just get mad over the smallest fucking thing. They're gonna,
Yeah, bro,
and
today I dropped my
that could lead
waffle
to
type
war.
shit.
It's people today are super sensitive about topics, like very sensitive. Like we
Everything's
were always taught
corrupt.
the fact. We were always taught like, oh, sticks and somebody break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Yeah, okay, that's why we're not like. That's literally what we are today. Like, dude, if you tell me like I'm fat or like something super like
Big bone.
sensitive, I'm like, I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, okay, whatever. But like, if you tell someone nowadays that, like someone younger, dude, canceled.
Yeah,
Like,
honestly, people
what
get
the?
canceled for the smallest thing, like
F-
you fucking fart in the wrong spot. Oh my god, like fucking people.
Yeah,
That's
that was
fucked
all
up. You
that.
shouldn't have farted there,
Dude,
Been
it's so
bro. It's that stupid.
annoying. It's super
Oh my
annoying.
god, you didn't know that the fucking Native Americans ghosts were here, so you're farting over their traditions.
It's like someone gets offended and like someone
like
else is
damn
like
for real.
defense.
What?
It's so it's like someone else will get offended, but like for someone else.
And the people that are
Like
Yeah, it's like
someone is
receiving, like, that are supposed to be offended aren't offended by it. I think
yeah,
that
yeah,
shit
Yeah.
yeah,
makes
like
me
yeah.
someone.
laugh.
I remember there was something like that, that these guys were having like a whole argument, like trying to defend someone, but the guy was like, "Yo, like don't even defend me. Like I don't care." And they're like, "No, you should care. Like that's why we're." And he's like, "No, I don't give a shit. Like, or stop defending me."
Yeah,
Forgot.
like there is a fucking video of this guy, a white dude, dressed up in like uh, how do you say it?
Blackface.
Like Chinese outfits. No,
Oh.
like a very like stereotypical Chinese outfit, like that straw hat, red like that dress, whatever the fuck they wear. And they go out to people, like white people, and they're like, "Do you think this is offensive?" And every single one was like, "Yeah, dude, like that's kind of offensive." But when he went to like every like Asian, Chinese person, like person, like, no, we think it's funny. Like, you go do what you do, like go for it. Like people will get offended for other fucking people, like it's so fucking dumb, bro.
I can't say anything without like being scared of their government of like killing them.
Oh God.
What the
That's
heck?
one way to fucking put it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess.
Well, I mean, if you were to mirror that, right? Like, say for example, if somebody goes out with like a, I guess, if you see a white man and he wears like a sombrero with like a mariachi outfit, whatever. Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like it's strange because I just feel like the culture doesn't belong.
I find it funny. I think that shit's goofy as fuck.
I just don't see it, you know? Like I feel like the mariachis have always been, sourced to the little music that they always do
Yeah.
and more like pueblo style, but when someone goes and rocks a mariachi outfit for the sake of being funny, do you think it's culturally or do you think it's cultural appropriation at that point or
No, unless
It's
he's
It's
like
all it's all
unless
it's all like perception, dude. It's
uh,
literally like
and
how you
also on
perceive it.
action. Like it depends what he's doing. Like if he's just hanging around in a mariachi outfit because he thinks he's funny, but if he's like wearing the outfit and then going around splitting like racial slurs or like something that have to do with like this is like Hispanic background, I guess, then there's a problem. But like other than that, I mean, I don't go fuck.
Noted. It's only bad to yell racial slurs if I'm in a mariachi outfit.
Yeah,
Yup.
you should be fine as long as you just don't say it loud enough.
Don't take off the hat. Oh,
I
gotcha.
mean, you can still say the slurs, just don't say it out loud.
All right,
Alright.
bet. Noted. Nick's a certified racist.
That's what's up.
Hey, do y'all want to hear a joke? Well, it's not a
No.
joke, but
Nah,
it's
absolutely
it's
not.
not racial,
Absolutely
motherfuckers. Fuck
not.
y'all.
That's how bad it
Hey,
is.
hey, do y'all want to hear how air conditioning got into vehicles?
No.
No?
Go ahead.
Don't say shit.
Go ahead.
Okay. So basically, right? Henry Ford is sitting in his office, right? He's on the empire of the Ford automobile, company, and he thinks to himself, "Man, it's such a good fucking day, right? I'm literally sitting on stacks and stacks of money. This fucking anti-Semitic motherfucker does not care about anything." Remember, at the time, he was still pretty good friends with Adolf Hitler. Henry Ford was also against Jews, right? That's a very little known fact. But the thing is, he's sitting in his office one day, and four brothers, they come in, right? And they pitch an idea to Mr. Ford, right? And he says, "Well, show me this idea that you guys have." And they just instead tell him to come outside, right? It's about 102 degrees outside. It's fucking hot, and so instead they tell him to get inside of a vehicle, a Ford vehicle that they've modified with the very first air conditioning unit. And essentially, what they do is they put him inside and they cool the vehicle down to amazing temperatures. It's cool, and it's basically the bare bones invention of an air conditioning unit inside of a vehicle. Henry Ford gets outside and he says, "How much do y'all want for the patent?" They said, "Oh, okay, well, somewhere around the mill of $4 million." And he says, "Oh, okay, I don't have a problem with that." But they say, "But there's a catch. We want $4 million right off the get go. And on top of that, we want to have all four of our names in the vehicle." And Henry Ford says, "Oh, fuck no." He said, "Hell no." He doesn't want their names on it. So he says, after deliberately arguing between the four brothers and himself, they argue, "Okay, well, you know what? Let's come up with another term." So instead, they decided, instead of using the last names of the four brothers, he decided we'll use their first names. And on top of that, he gave them $16 million instead for the patent, just to be able to recuperate the money for the last names instead. So to this day, their four names are still in every single air conditioning vehicle to this day:
Damn.
low, mid, high, and max.
I fucking hate you.
Ah, fucking hate this kid.
Waste of time, dog.
We should just end it now. Just fucking end it.
Like, alright, that's terrible. Fuck you guys. I'm
Hey, the colonel's
Yo, dude, when you when
Such
you're
like a good story. To like be fucked at the end.
I was like, oh shit, there's a really fucking
That's what I was
happened.
thinking too. I was like, no way. If I look at my air conditioner right now, there's fucking.
Fucking Pablo, like Johnny, fucking no.
Like their last names are like Low Rodriguez, Mid like Ramirez and weird shit.
Yeah.
Why do they gotta be
Fucking
Hispanic
I
though?
know. That's what I was thinking
I was
too.
thinking of myself too, like damn, I only know Hispanic last names.
Hi, Figaro.
Listen, Doug. Oh my god, bro.
Well, y'all got
dude.
something to
Last
add?
names are I don't know.
I mean, not kind of retarded, but that's pretty much it.
Okay.
That's offensive.
That's
I'm
not
gonna have to
very
cancel
PC.
you.
Bro, cancel me for what? I'm not doing shit. I'm fine. Cancel me.
Okay.
Gonna
Okay.
cancel
Just went and told my mom who's about this type shit.
Yeah, you're fucking done. This
My
whole
mom said I
business
can't
you
be friends
have,
with you.
yeah, it's done. The Karens,
The Karens. What about them, Dimitri?
the infamous Karens, dude. Their species is insane.
Whole species.
Yeah, dude, they're not human.
That's true.
They're
They really
worse.
are.
Oh, Lord.
Is that where we draw the line there? Not with your fucking gore shit.
Honestly.
Well,
No.
Karens. Fucking
Dude,
Karens.
speaking of that, I had some bitch in the drive-thru, right? Okay, Alex was there to witness this. She was there at the drive-thru, and I had already made the order. Like the order was done, bruh. Like the order was finished. It was done.
Oh
Dunzo.
my
Finito,
god.
right? It was 10 items. 10 fucking items. And she's still sitting there. And then the girl in the drive-thru, she's talking to the customer, and the customer, like, she's just talking and talking and talking, and then I'm like, what is she saying? And my coworker tells me, she's like, it's because she says she should have 9 items and she says she's only counting 8. I'm like, well, she doesn't know how to fucking count because she shouldn't even have 9 items, she should have 10. And I know she has 10 because I made the fucking order. I know how to count. And she was like, well, do you want to talk to her? I was like, get the fuck out of the way. So I get in the window and I'm like, what are you missing, ma'am? And she's like, it's because I should have 9 items, but I only have 8, so I'm missing something. And she's like, and then y'all do this every fucking time. And she sounds like her voice is cracking, like she's getting ready to cry. And I was like, well, what are you missing, dude? Like, that, like I don't know whether to act frustrated or fucking like weirded out because like at first I was fucking mad because my timer's going up, and then I'm getting like weirded out because this bitch is gonna cry over a taco or some shit. And she's like,
Do
y'all
this
do
every
this.
fucking time?
She's like, y'all do this every time, and I get to the house and I don't call, but you know what? I'm here and I want the taco. I was like, okay then, make me a taco. And then like they go out to get a taco, and I give it to her, and then she just like so like I don't even know what she did, but she clearly made a gesture to my
The
coworker, like she
burrito
was
dude.
pissed, and she fucking drove off, and I was like, what a fucking whore, dude.
Dude, you forgot
She
about the burrito, dude. Before that, she's like, yeah,
Oh
this
yes,
burrito should be
and,
grilled.
and she pulled out the burrito out of the bag, her fat ass, and she was like, "Also, I asked y'all to grill the burrito, grill it," and she fucking tosses it in the window. I was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah, I wouldn't
Dude,
let
why
that
don't
shit
you?
slide.
Dude, why don't you just grill her burrito, dog?
Single-handedly, she fucked up my whole time for the day. Single-handedly, just that one customer. That's all it takes. It
You
takes
always
one
fucking
person.
do this to me.
Yeah, dude, and I know I made it. I know for a fact I fucking made it.
That's
But I wasn't gonna
unbelievable.
fucking argue it because if I argue it, it's just gonna be me talking to a fucking brick wall, and then I'm gonna ask her for the bag, and then I'm gonna search in it, I'm gonna see it, I'm gonna give it to her, I'm gonna have wasted more fucking time arguing back and forth with her instead of just having fucking made it. That's why I think that if you work in fast food, you're literally gonna take it up the ass 99.9% of the time. 100%, bro.
Oh yeah, that happened. I have a story. One time, so I was doing delivery, and I went to go drop off an order. I was by myself, and because I was closing, so I'm rushing and shit, and because my phone was like at 6%, and I don't know how to get to the other addresses, and there was like another hour till we closed. I was like, fuck, and I didn't bring a charger. So I was like, God damn it. So I just got to this house. I dropped off their order on a chair. They had 2 chairs. I just dropped it off to the closest one to me, and I took off. Right? I waited a little bit. I rang the doorbell. I took off. I get to the store. I take out another order, and I come back after that order, and they're like, "Oh, did you drop off this order?" I was like, "Well, it's only me, so yeah, I dropped it off." And they're like, "Well, they say they don't have it." I was like, "What do you mean they don't have it?" And they're like, "Well, they don't have the order." I'm like, "Check outside, like it's on the chair." They checked outside. Oh yeah, we have it, but it's already cold. Like it's been out here for like 30 minutes. And they're
Chill,
like,
motherfuckers.
"Oh, this is the best part." I was like, "Well, I rang the doorbell and I waited a little bit and I took off." And they're like, "Well, he said he rang the doorbell." And they're like, "Oh, well, the doorbell doesn't work." I was
Why is
like,
that my
"How the
fault?
Fuck
fuck?"
yeah.
Exactly. I was like, "How is that
Yeah.
my fault?" And then she's like, "Well, we can make you another order. We can remake it for you, and well, he's not gonna drop it off because we already closed, but you can come back and pick it up, or we can give you a refund, but tomorrow." And he was like, "Well, I don't want to reorder. I don't want you guys to make it because you guys are gonna spit my food." And he's like, "But I had left. I had wanted it on the other chair because there's a light on it because I had specifically moved the light from the other chair to the
Oh, okay,
other
my
chair
bad. I gotta know the
so I
geography of
could
your
see it."
fucking place.
I was like, "What the fuck?" And then my boss like looks at me. She's like, "What the fuck is up with this guy's problem?" And then he was just so angry. And then she was like, "Did you leave a tip with the guy?" And he's like, "No, I didn't leave a tip." I was like, "Dude, fuck you, man." And it was like you're making a whole fucking thing. And it's like You didn't check outside. Like, how is it my fault? I don't know the doorbell works, and I don't know where to put the fucking order. I just see a chair, I leave it on. I do that 100% of the time with contactless orders. It's fucking
Yeah, dude.
stupid.
I don't think people realize how much shit you can get away with if you want to actually cheat the system when it comes to fast food. I don't even think I should be saying this, but at this point it should be common knowledge if you've worked in fast food and someone's ever told you something. But you can complain about anything and everything in your order, and you can practically get almost everything redone. Or if anything, you can just lie and say you didn't get something. You just fucking pocket it like the fucking asshole you are, and you could just say, "Oh, they didn't give it to me."
Oh, that's what
There's no
happened
way
with
to
us
prove
as
it.
well.
There's no way
They
to
were
prove
they were
anything.
like they were like, oh, the one of the drivers was rude, and they had we all looked at each other like, were you rude to a customer? Like, no, I haven't spoke to a customer all day. I just been dropping off orders. And he was like, I've been doing the same. The last customer I spoke to was like last week. We get to the other guy, and he's like, oh, I think so. Like, I spoke to her a little bit, but I just kind of ignored her because I didn't want to talk to her, and I just walked. And he was like, well, I guess it narrows it down to you. And they were like, well, what happened? He's like, well, they said that like you just that the cheese sticks were like messed up, but there wasn't cheese sticks. And he was like, well, I'm pretty sure I dropped off cheese sticks, but whatever. They just literally we remade cheese sticks and shit. Came back, took off, and they're like, she didn't even like bring a receipt. Like, we don't even know what order it was. They just complained, and we just gave them fucking cheese sticks. And
Yeah.
like,
Hell yeah.
I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, no one was just
I
double checked.
It's
I
super
had
easy
an
to do that
issue.
at Domino's, especially.
What?
It's super easy to do that like at Domino's, like when I work there.
Yeah, man. They literally just like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
one time I had an issue with a customer, and I fucking shit you not, it's this old guy. He comes in, and he says, "Yeah, give me the number one tacos, the number one combo." Comes with the drink, right? He's like, I mark it down for him. He's like, "Oh, you know what? Never mind. I'll just take a small drink because I'm not gonna want a large drink. I'll just take small sips." I was like, "Okay," so I go ahead and remove the combo for him, and I was like, "So you still want three tacos?" He's like, "Yeah." So I order him three tacos all by themselves, and I put him a small drink. So he goes ahead and takes the small cup, and he says, "Y'all have sweet tea?" So I said, "Yeah." I poured some for him, give it back to him. He's over there sipping, waiting for his order. He asked for three taco supremes, right? The fucking whatever the fuck they are, the sour cream, lettuce, cheese, and tomato. I give it to him, and he comes back like literally no more than 5 seconds after checking the bag, and he just starts. He yells at me. He says, "Do you think I appreciate you making my fucking food cold?" I was like, "Huh?" He's like, "My food's cold." I was like, "I just made your tacos." He's like, "Oh, clearly you didn't make them right if they're cold." I was like, "Sir, I could bring you a portion of beef if you want me to. It's literally like hotter than shit." And he was like, he pulls them out. He's like, "Look at those tacos. Look at them. They're horrible." I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I felt offended myself. I made those fucking tacos, dude. Like, my tacos are prime as fuck. And this guy came when the fucking store was dead. Like, I literally had nothing else to worry about. So I took my time with this order, and it was just three fucking tacos. And he said that his food was cold. I stick my finger in the beef, and it fucking burned. I was like, "Sir, the tacos are hot. They are not cold whatsoever." He's like, "No, those are cold. I either must be crazy or you're just lying to me." I was like,
You must have gotten a
"Ah,
mouthful of sour cream or some shit.
yeah, it had to have been the sour cream, but none of the tacos were bitten into, so that argument just goes out the window." So I don't know what he was complaining about. This motherfucker was probably like, "Wait, I'm living on Social Security. I can't be ordering this shit. Hold on, let me get a refund type shit." I don't know, dude. Like, it's so weird because like there's nothing you can do to argue it. Like, what am I gonna do? Tell him no, it's hot. You take the order.
I mean, if you feel in the bottom of the taco
You,
and it's warm, I mean, wouldn't it be hot?
you should
Dude,
have
it, it
pulled a
it was hot.
how say
That's what I'm saying. So,
like
like,
no
I mean, that's the way you
speaking
can
your
prove it. Can't you be like, sir, look, you can touch the bottom here. It's obviously hot
Yeah,
and not fucking
yeah, no,
cold.
no, yeah, no. But that's what I had told him. I was like, "Sir, the taco is hot. It has steam." And he had told me, he was like, "That's from where it's cold. Those are the cold waves." I was like, "No, sir."
what?
Dude,
The
And
I want to
cold
be honest. If he said that shit, I would have just walked away. I honestly, I would have been.
and
I
then
just
me
would have
get a
walked away
complaint,
when.
and then me get a fucking strike on my job. But like that's what I'm saying. You can't argue with stupidity at that point. Like I tell him, I was like, "Well, sir, I don't know what you want me to do. Like they're hot." And that's when he tells me the whole, "Oh, so either I must be crazy or you're just lying to me." And I was like, what do you want, sir? Do you want a refund?" He's like, "Yes, I want a whole refund." I give him the refund for the three tacos, and he's like, I gave him the change that he gave me, and he's like, "I don't want any pennies." I was like, this motherfucker, dude. Like, I was like, this is what you gave me. He's like, I don't want any pennies. I was like, I'm not gonna round it up for you. He's like, round it up for me. I was like, you either take the 4 pennies or you get nothing. He's like, give me the pennies. He takes the pennies, right? And he's like, wait, you only gave me a refund for the 3 tacos. I was like, yeah, that's what I gave you a refund for. That's what you complained about. He's like, give me a refund for the drink too. I was like, you want a refund for the drink too? He's like, I'm not gonna fucking drink this without eating anything. I was like, oh my
You should be like, you
god,
should have been
dude.
like, give me the fucking drink back.
No, he threw it away. He threw it fucking
Oh
away.
my.
He took a full ass cup, sipped it all, and just threw it away.
He came in
Just to say he could get a refund. That's what I'm saying. You can finesse the system as hard as you want. It does not matter. You will always win.
No, with
The quote,
us, we're not
the
allowed
quote,
to give refunds anymore.
the
We'll
quote
give credit.
that the customer is right, they take it way too fucking seriously. And the customer will 100% always be right. You cannot argue with them. It does not matter. It does not fucking matter.
I remember this one time, my mom's friend came into the when I used to work at another store, and she was like she was the wife of the owner, and she had came in and like the AC's broken, like they haven't fucking fixed the AC, and and she came in and she sat in the one table where the AC actually hits, and like she was like, oh, it's super cold, and I was like, no, it's not. It's actually pretty hot. It's like in the 80s or 90s. And she was like, no, it's pretty cool. Can you ask him to cool it down? It's like, dude, like the
Cool it
store's
down.
like empty. Yeah, like or like to turn it off, to turn off the AC. And it was like, um, fuck. Hold on, give me a second. And I go to talk to my manager, and I was like, hey man, like they wanted to like us turn off the AC or like raise it up or something like that. And he's like, why? And I'm like, they're saying it's too cold. And he was like, he looks to where they're sitting. He's like, do they have the whole store to move around? They want to move literally to the table behind them. It's like that one's a hot table like that. You'll for sure feel the heat over there. But no, they wanted to sit where they were sitting at. We had to turn off the AC, and then like, dude, we were all fucking sweating, like it just because to satisfy her, because we didn't want to get like in trouble or fire or anything.
I'm
But
ready
yeah,
at that point. Fuck them.
I hate
Customer
that
gets what
saying the
customer
customer.
wants.
No, fuck that.
Yeah. If they ask for a
an
fucking
whisperer.
5-layer fucking deck to the throat, I'll give it to them.
Customers should
Yeah.
work at fucking
An ass
fast
whooping.
food and understand how hard it is.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, for real. They don't understand.
Well, I think pretty good episode,
Yeah,
huh?
sums up our episode pretty well.
Yeah, we could just conclude right here, I guess.
All right, bye.
Alright, fuck you, bloody bastard.
Oh my god, alright, bye.